What's going on, everybody? Isaiah Cupid, I'm back again. Sorry for the hiatus, man. To be honest with you, I kind of got tired of making these, but I set a goal and I'm going to finish the goal. I have 10 more days left, so welcome back to 100 Days Left. Today, we're going to talk about how Apple has a really big problem on their hands. And that problem is the fact that the logo has been doing too much work for them over the years. And people are starting to figure that out. It seemed like Apple had trained people to upgrade automatically. They'd come out with some new camera language, some new keynote feature, or microprocessing chip. But the ritual essentially stayed the same: buy the product. Now, the dangerous part here is consumers started asking a dangerous question, and that is, what am I actually paying for? The Apple 18 conversation is getting louder and louder, and it's actually forcing Apple to rethink its release cycle. Meanwhile, Chinese manufacturers are filling in that space, coming out with new ideas, new form factors, AI, batteries, etc., etc. Don't misconstrue this as hate. Apple will and always has sold really well. Its Q1 2026 numbers show that they've actually gained ground in the Chinese market. But competitors like Huawei are also gaining ground. In this year's 618 festival, they've actually shown that they're the only company to grow year after year and take up more market space. And there's a real threat. Chinese products are forcing consumers to look at product to product, not just brand to brand. People start actually looking at the technology. Apple has to explain why their logo and ecosystem and prestige justifies the price point. Honestly, this is what happened when brand loyalty goes a little bit too far. It becomes an extraction strategy. You start to make insignificant incremental changes, raising the price and just assuming that the customer will follow along because it's too much of an inconvenience to you. Huawei, Xiaomi, and other Chinese manufacturers don't need to necessarily convince Apple users to come on their side. They just need to use technology and good products to get the Apple users to look over the fence, because once they do that, they start actually looking at what it is they're buying, not the prestige that comes with the product. But don't get it twisted, guys. This is bigger than phones. We're talking about mindless consumer behavior here, basic human condition, control over your very action. Once you see people starting to defend brands that see them as just another revenue stream, you've gone full dystopian. And sure, Apple has most definitely made one of the strongest brands in history, but it's the size of that brand that can hide the product complacency. So y'all, here's the gem. The worst thing that can happen to a big brand isn't cheaper competition. It's the customer starting to finally get a mind and make decisions for themselves. But anyway, man, that's just what I think. Thanks again for tuning in. Isaiah Cupid, 100 Days of Hustle.